The request of this guy was quite, I don't know how to describe it. It was not shocking, but anyway, it was a particular one. He wanted a demon, a big demon, and then a woman with his face in flames, and an inverted cross, and then there was something else to add to it, and I came out with my idea of it. It was quite intense, because okay, the demon is quite interesting as an idea and not unusual. Sometimes I had this kind of request. The woman with the face in flames, well, it was not doable in my opinion, because it has to be in black and gray, and so when you do flames in black and gray, they don't have, in my opinion, the same flair that as a color tattoo. So I showed him an image. I just found something online and converted that in black and gray to show him how different it is, the flame, the fire in black and gray. It doesn't have the same appeal of a colored tattoo. So we changed our idea. I gave him a few ideas. The face could be surrounded by hands or by teeth, like a huge demonic mouth, and he liked the last one as an idea. And about the inverted cross, I didn't like the idea of doing in a realistic tattoo flat black inverted cross. So I suggested we could do something like I don't know, the skin that is opening and designing a sort of inverted cross, and inside of it we can see some light coming out. But after I finished the first design, I didn't like it, and especially because on the forearm you have this kind of, I don't know, I didn't like it. It's on the forearm is the part of your arm that is always visible, and so I wanted something better. But I didn't know how to do it, what to do, and so in the end I was thinking about it, and since it's, I don't know, something like a satanic design, something like that, because the demon, and then oh yeah, of course, in the inner arm I thought, okay, you like this kind of theme, we can do something like a temple, and with a window, a circular window with a pentacle, and he liked the idea, of course. And so I thought, what about a goat with an inverted cross on his forehead? And he liked the idea. I think it's quite intense. You have no doubt about what are his preferences. And so, well, I think it's quite intense as an idea to show to everyone what you like. I'm not exactly a religious person, but anyway, I think it's quite strong. But anyway, after discuss with him, and I explained him what he was going to do, that this will last for the rest of his life, and maybe he could find himself in some situation or with people that could not agree with this kind of things. But he's an adult, and so he's able to choose for himself. So, well, he liked the idea, and I did it. It was a particular one. I enjoyed drawing the demon. It's almost I wouldn't say biomechanical, but there's some biomechanical flair, I think, in my work. About the woman, I'm not completely satisfied, not just about the quality of design, but perhaps about the idea, I don't know. I think that maybe there could be another way to depict the suffering of this image, but I couldn't find anything else. So I'm. It's not that I'm not satisfied. I would have liked it to find something else, something more original. I also thought about tentacles that was surrounding her face, but of course if you put a lot of hands over his face or tentacles, you lose part of the face, and he didn't want to lose the face. I mean, if you have two or three hand or tentacles around the face, probably you will lose sight of, I don't know, the eyes or the nose or the mouth. You have to sacrifice something. But he preferred to see the face of the woman completely visible. And so I thought also about this woman that's screaming in pain. It gives you a clear idea about what I call inferno, hell in English. I did something like this a few years ago, and in that situation I suggested to do something more, I don't know how to say, less clear. I think when I think about hell, usually I think about something that is something more than just a demon with horns, or someone that's screaming in pain. I think it's something more psychological. So I thought about an intersection of flesh becoming demons, deformed, something more horror, less figurative if you want, more abstract. But he didn't like the idea. He wanted just this kind of idea. About the temple that will go underneath his arm, I did a lot of black, but in the end it will be changed, and there will be some architecture around it to make it more interesting and not so dark, so black, because it's not so good. But anyway, I was working, while I was working, I thought about, okay, everything is black around here, but it could make sense with the kind of work I'm doing, but it's not good enough for a tattoo, for an illustration. So that part will be changed. Sometimes I start sketching in digital on my computer, and then I trace my design, refinishing it, make it better, and so on. This time I started just on paper, as you can see, and I like it more. In the upper part of the inner arm, I decided, initially I didn't know what to do to close the design, because I don't like the shades that goes into nowhere when I have to finish a full sleeve. It's about almost 10 years that I close all my tattoo sleeves with some geometrical design, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends by the theme, by the subject that I have to depict. So in this situation, and anyway, on the shoulder is cool, it's cool, it's working very well. In this situation I don't need it, because the head of the demon will close perfectly around this shoulder, and the horns, one will go a little bit on his chest and the other one on his back. But in the inner arm it's always a bit difficult, because if you use a geometrical transition, you need space, and that space will take off space for the design. So it's always difficult to find the right way to close the inner arm without having, exactly as I said, those kind of shades that goes nowhere. So I had this idea to have this kind of skull seen from above. Probably you have seen before, I was using a skull that I have, and it's my model. I use that usually. So maybe someone could say your skulls looks pretty much the same. Yeah, probably because I use always the same model. I don't have many skulls. Well, at least when I copied that skulls many times, I don't use the model. I just sketch freehand without references, and it's doable. Also because skulls are the first thing that you learn to draw when you go to school. So I think that any artist that has a bit of education in art, it's good like this little skull. I did it just freehand without references because, of course, you learn to do that. Well, not immediately when you go to school, but anyway, it's one of the first thing. And there is a little bit, as I said before, a little bit of biomech in this demon, especially in the upper part, on the cheeks, the eye, and also the neck. The rest of it, I don't know, I think it's a bit intricate. It's not exactly, it's almost mechanical, but I don't know. That's the way I did it. He liked it, I like it, and so it's good enough for both of us. Here you can see I'm doing this idea of the flesh that is opening up, designing this kind of inverted cross, but I didn't like it. And I strangely enough, I had to think, and also him, we had that space in the head. I leave that space because, of course, when you put it on the arm, the design must surround the shoulder, and a bit of space from the design doing it on paper will go away. Here you can see I'm drawing the goat, and strangely enough, I had to think about it for, I don't know, 2-3 days, and there was my girlfriend at one point. She said, what are you thinking? I don't know, I'm just thinking about this design. The idea of the goat was actually her idea. As soon as she heard my thinking about the design, she said, well, the goat with an inverted cross on his front is pretty natural. And it is. It is pretty natural. If you do something satanic, something like the temple of Satan, of course, the goat with a inverted cross on his forehead is pretty natural. She's right. And so I did a quick sketch. I sent it to the client, and I told him, well, it seems natural that this is the best thing you can put there if you want to keep it in theme. And he was very happy about it. Yeah, I love it, I want it. And so this is the final result of the design. Then I scannerized the design to clean it a little bit on the computer. And also because the goat, I did the goat on another piece of paper, not on the same paper. So I clean it and I put it in on the top of the design. This is the 3D mock-up of the design. It's quite demonic, if I can say. And in a little bit you will see the final result on his skin. Thanks to his amazing pain tolerance, we did all the sleeve, the entire sleeve, in just 3 days, 3 sittings. He had an amazing pain tolerance. And so I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel, click on the bell, and see you the next time. Bye bye.